Michelle Manhe. Can everybody hear okay? Can you hear me okay? Because that's really important since I'm going to be asking the questions. Okay. If there's any question, or if there's any problems with the mic, please let me know. Thank you, dear. So I'd like to welcome you to the 2022 Madelia Candidate Forum. At this time, we would ask that you turn your cell phones off and other technology off during the forum. We would like to begin with a Pledge of Allegiance. So if you would please stand. We will have the English version and then we will have it restated in Spanish.
Yo prometo lealtad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de la América y la República que representa una nación bajo Dios, indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos.
Gracias, Ana. We would like to thank the sponsors of tonight's forum, the Madelia Area Chamber of Commerce, the City of Madelia, the Madelia Times-Messenger, Madelia Lions, Culligan, Madelia Public Schools, and Community Education. A big thank you to the Madelia Women of Today for the refreshments that will be located out in the hallway following tonight's forum. Our timers for this evening's forum will be Madelia High School students Litzy Lopez, Elise Olson, and Jonathan Olson. This forum is being recorded and it will be hosted on YouTube, and the link for it will be placed on the Chamber, City, and School websites and Facebook pages. We will have 4 sections for tonight's forum: School Board, Mayor and City Council, County Commissioner, and state and federal offices. We will have a brief break in between each section to call forward the next group of candidates. Each set of candidates will be given an opportunity to make a 1-minute opening statement. This will be followed by a set of questions, and they will have 1.5 minutes for each response, and a 30-second rebuttal will be allowed. At the close of the section, each candidate will be able to give a 1-minute closing statement. The timers are located in front of you, and they will be holding up cards to remind you of your time when you're answering the questions. A yellow card will be held up when there are 15 seconds remaining in your allotted time, and the red card will be held up when your time is complete. Audience, throughout the evening, ushers will have index cards where you can write any questions that you may like to ask the candidates. Please write your questions and give the index card to the ushers. And after each section, we will conclude with questions from the audience if time is available. And your questions may be added for clarity and content. So Sue must have those.
And Chris.
Oh, and Chris does too, so Sue and Chris. So
raise your hands if you want one.
Yeah, if you are interested in that, these 2 ladies can help you. So I would like to thank the candidates for coming this evening and introducing themselves. Candidates, if you will please stand as I call your name. You don't have to stand if you don't want, it's up to you. Your names are in front of you, but Summer Dela Cruz was unable to attend this evening. And we have Julie Pace, Jane Hansen, and Steve Sorensen. They are all running for Madelia School Board, and our Madelia School Board has 4 seats available. And these are all incumbents. They have been on the school board previously. Okay. So candidates, we will now start with your 1 minute opening statement. And we'll just start with Julie.
Good evening, I'm Julie Pace, and I have been a resident of this community for about 36 years in there. I've been on the school board for 16 years, and I've appreciated the opportunity to serve on the school board. I want to help facilitate in providing the best education we can for our kids and each and every one of our kids that we have here. I appreciate the opportunity to help to provide resources for the staff that are so important to our children.
Thank you. And now Jane.
Good evening, my name is Jane Hansen. I moved to Minnesota from Wisconsin. Yes, I'm a proud cheesehead. About 28 years ago. I was born and raised in a very small community in Wisconsin, much smaller than Madelia. But a small town is important to me. And when I moved here, I wanted to become a part of this community and help this community as much as I can. And so one of the ways that I feel like I can is through the school board, through my time on the school board. I have been on the school board for several years and am very proud to be a part of all of the school board members and the administration and of the work that this school does. And I know that a strong school makes a strong community, and that's what is important to me.
Thank you. And Steve?
Thank you. I'm Steve Sorensen. I'm a native of Madelia. I was born and raised here, and I spent about 11 years away through college and my first job in the Metro. And I came back in 2000, and I was actually elected to the school board in 2002. So I've served 20 years. And over that time period, we've seen lots of challenges. We've done what I believe a lot of good things. I think we're fortunate to still be independent. And I'm very proud of our school and our community and the financial strength that we have. Through all of this, we've been able to provide a quality education for our students, and we continue to work to improve upon the things we're doing. And I really look forward to serving another 4 years.
Thank you. Okay. And I will, when I ask the questions, I will start with a different person each time, so the same person doesn't have to go first every time. So our first question is, why are you running for re-election to the Board of Education? And we would like to start with Jane, please.
I think I kind of addressed that already a little bit. I am very proud to be a part of the decision-making process for the school and supporting the school. And I see so many good things between the community and our school. And I know that the community is a much better and stronger place because our schools are strong and are a good place. And it's always important. The decisions that I make and the views that I bring to the school board, I always ask myself what benefits the children, the kids, the staff, the teachers, the administration, and that's what I try to use as a basis for the decisions that I make.
Thank you. Steve, why are you running for re-election to the School Board of Education?
As I stated in my opening statement, I'm very passionate about our community and our school, and I feel if you want to make a difference, you have to be involved. And I've been fortunate to be elected to the school board and to be able to serve. We've got a fantastic administration. As Julie stated in her opening statement, we've got really good staff. They do a fantastic job. They care about our students. And the main thing is I want to make sure we stay independent and can provide those choices and opportunities for our kids so they can thrive. I've got 4 kids that have graduated from the Madelia Public Schools, and I've got a 7th grader now, and I want to continue to serve because I want to be involved to make sure the opportunities and the quality of education are there for my 7th grader.
Thank you, Steve. Now we're back to Julie. Why are you running for re-election to the Board of Education?
I would like to say ditto, but I really feel, again, very passionate about the school. We have such a great school and we have such a great community. And the partnering of the community and the school and what we can accomplish, I also agree we want to stay independent. We want to provide that highest quality education we can for our kids, each and every one of them. I have had 4 children graduate from the school, and 3 of them came back after college to this community. So now I have 5 grandchildren all coming up into the school district. I want this to be a viable school. I want to be there to help be a part of this exciting process.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to start the second question with Steve, please. Is there a particular issue that motivates you to serve on the Board of Education?
I think if you've ever attended one of our school board meetings, I'm an accountant by training, and I tend to dig into the numbers and actually enjoy the numbers. And one of the things I take pride in is making sure that we are financially stable, which will allow us to be successful. And so far, we've made some good decisions, we've made some tough decisions, and we continue to do well as a district. And I support the staff and the teachers when they need help. We support them with any resources we can provide. And I think that's important if we want to continue to grow and provide a quality education.
Thank you. We will go to Julie now, please. Is there a particular issue that motivates you to serve on the Board of Education?
Kids. Kids are so important that is why we're here. We want to help, again, provide the best education. I thrive on that passion of seeing what kids are accomplishing and what they can do. It's amazing. You know, we just have great, great kids in this community, and I love to see that. One of the particular concerns I have for kids right now is mental health. It's a big deal coming out of the pandemic and what's happening in the world. I want to be able to help provide some of those resources that we can to help kids with their mental health.
Thank you. And now Jane, is there a particular issue that motivates you to serve on the Board of Education?
Yes, I think very similar to what Julie said, especially in all grades. Being a child isn't easy these days. Being in school isn't easy these days with social media and all of the challenges that they have. And I guess I want to be a part of making an education opportunity for them as safe as it can be, and as rewarding as it can be, and as challenging as it can be, so that we're challenging all of the students and helping all of the students with whatever their needs are. I think we do a really good job of targeting groups of students and what their needs are, and we want to continue to do that and even find more ways to do that.
Thank you. Let's see. For this third question, I think we start with Julie. Julie, what do you see as the primary work of the Board of Education?
Primary work?
Yes, what do you see as the primary work of the Board of Education?
Supporting the administration, students, and staff. We're not there to do the regulation. We're not there for day-to-day activities, but we're there to help make the policy, help to support the people who are doing the work every day.
Thank you. Jane, what do you see as the primary work of the Board of Education?
Yes, I absolutely agree with Julie. We are really, really fortunate to have the administration that we do. The superintendent has gone out and written a lot of grants and gotten wonderful funds of money for different programs and targets, and that's exciting. But for us, is really supporting those administrators, those teachers. The teachers also have been stellar over these last couple of years and had some really rough times, and they have hung in there and they have gotten the job done, and so we're there to support them however we can support them.
Thank you. Steve, what do you see as the primary work of the Board of Education?
I believe the board's primary purpose is to support the administration in educating our kids. Another thing that I think is important is providing opportunities for all of the students, whether it be through music or sports. I think that makes each of our kids more well-rounded. And lastly, what we really need to do is create quality individuals coming out of Madelia. We need to educate, provide opportunities, and make sure that our kids are the kids that others look up to.
Thank you. Okay, for this next question, we're going to begin with Jane, please. Jane, what is your vision for education in this community?
Well, I guess to be the best that we can be, to offer our students and our staff the best work environment and the best education environment that they can have. We're continually looking at different programs, at different ways to collaborate with the city or with other organizations, and the more opportunities that we can give our kids, the better it is. And you know, not everybody, there's a lot of people that like sports, but not everybody likes sports. So, you know, other opportunities for kids that they can have, you know, art or debate or other things like that, that they can excel at other opportunities outside of their school is really important.
Thank you. Steve, what is your vision for education in this community?
I believe that we have several challenges, and some of those are coming from the state level, some from the federal level, on things we need to do to educate our kids. We've got standardized testing, and standardized tests are great, but not every kid is going to be college bound. And so I think we need to find ways to provide those opportunities to those kids that are not necessarily college bound, but may want to pursue a 2-year degree, or maybe they're going to go into the workforce, or maybe they want to be their own business owner. We need to find ways to continue to support all those students and provide those challenges, as I said before, to make them well-rounded people.
Thank you. Julie, what is your vision for education in this community?
Being present. First in physical ability to be present within the community, and then being present to help with staff, being present for kids, so that we're there to help represent what their individual needs are and being able to help them succeed in what they feel would be success. There's no one size fits all for success. So what's success for one child is not for the other. So figuring out what it is to make each child that we have successful.
Thank you. This next question, we're going to begin with you, Steve. What do you see as the major issue or issues facing our school district and or public education as a whole?
I think Julie touched on it a bit earlier. The mental health challenges that are facing our kids today. We came through 2 years of COVID, and each of our students had to do a lot of independent learning, and that was a new experience for them and for our administration and teachers. Those kids had struggles coming through COVID, and now back to school. They continue to struggle, and I think we need to find ways to provide resources to help those kids, and in some cases even the administration and staff, because there's a lot of challenges out there.
Thank you. Julie, what do you see as the major issue or issues facing our school district and/or public education as a whole?
I'm going to absolutely go back onto the mental health. That's a huge passion of mine. I absolutely agree we need to keep addressing mental health for our kids and for staff. It's a different world these days. So that is my number one concern. Number two is having a viable workforce. We're facing that challenge in every industry across the board. So we need to be sure that we provide a great workplace that people want to come to work so that we have a workforce to help with all of the challenges we have.
Thank you. Jane, what do you see as the major issue or issues facing our school district and/or public education as a whole?
I think during COVID, we found there were funds available to help us address some real needs in our district. We've got many kids have food insecurities. Internet access is an issue for a lot of our students. And we had programs and monies to help with some of that through the COVID time. And so I think now we're seeing what that need was, and we're seeing how important that is to address those, and now we need to continue to find those funds to continue on some of those issues that we noticed during COVID, and were certainly COVID issues, but also are there, and as we continue through this, still exist in our district and need to be addressed.
Thank you. This is our last question, and we are going to begin with Julie, please. How does a school board balance the need to provide a quality education with the need to respond to the local taxpayer burden?
Great question.
I did not write
It really is a challenge and a balance to make, because the economy's not that great right now. So we all need to be accountable for the dollars that we spend. But I think anytime we're investing in kids, we're investing in education, we're investing in our community. So it's selling that and convincing people of the importance of what we're doing.
Thank you. Jane, how does a school board balance the need to provide a quality education with the need to respond to the local taxpayer burden?
Well, I think one of the good things is, and Steve's going to talk about this much better, I'm sure, than I'm going to, is that over the last many years, we have been fiscally responsible. So we are not in a position where we have to make big cuts, or that we have to worry about fund balances and that kind of thing. We're in a good place. And so that helps us to make decisions going forward, and to always keep in mind that weighing what we want to do with where the budget is and what kind of funds that we have. And I think that's always something that we're all looking at on the board, and we're always aware of and discuss as we make decisions.
Thank you. Steve, how does a school board balance the need to provide a quality education with the need to respond to the local taxpayer burden?
Well, I'll speak specifically to the community in Madelia. We've been fortunate that we've had a pretty steady enrollment over the last several years, which means the funding that comes from the state and the portion that comes from the taxpayers have been fairly consistent. And with that steady enrollment, we haven't had to have any referendums that raise taxes. I think they've been pretty stable the last few years. We've been fortunate in this community to have some strong employers, and that's the main thing. We need to support our businesses. We have the hospital, we have Tony Downs, we have some significant employers that bring a lot of kids to our school, and that's one of the huge benefits we have in this community, is we have that stable employment, and that's helped keep our numbers stable. And with that, our dollars have remained pretty stable. And when we do make those decisions on either reductions or trimming the budget in certain areas, we always look at it at what's best for kids first. And that's what you have to do as you try to help provide a quality education.
Thank you. Our moderator, our ushers, did we collect any questions from the audience?
No.
Okay. All right. That concludes our question portion. Each of you will now be allowed a 1-minute closing statement. Let's see, we started with Julie, Jane, Steve. So I think we begin with Jane.
I'm pretty to the point, I'm pretty black and white. So I would just appreciate your vote in the next election, and I would look forward to the opportunity to continue to serve the school board.
Thank you. Steve?
I want to thank everybody for the opportunity to come tonight and answer your questions. And I've been fortunate enough to serve for the last 20 years, and I really enjoy it. I'm passionate about this school, I'm passionate about our community, I'm passionate about our kids, and I would really appreciate your vote in the next election. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. And Julie?
I, again, am very passionate about the school. This is really what helps fill my bucket to help to do the work and serve on the school board. So I would appreciate your vote, but most importantly, I would ask for the community's continued support for our school and our kids. That's where it's at. Thank you.
Thank you. This concludes our school board portion. We will now just take a short break while we regroup and reset for the mayor and city council.